All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another live stream. Could be, maybe, possibly. Let's see. So I am a bit late tonight, so sorry about that to you guys who are looking for the streams on Sunday nights. I love to do these, but sometimes I'm just a little bit late to get started. So got a couple of topics for tonight with you guys here, and when somebody can join, just let me know if you can hear me okay. Hey, thanks for subscribing there, Camilla Silva. I do appreciate it. And hey, we got Jeremiah is here. We got Eric. What's up, Eric? How you doing, man? Sir Rav Yetel. We got Dory Nichols. And thank you, Eric. Thanks for verifying for us. And yes, that's right, man. McDaddy Darabont, I guess we should call him that now, considering he got $200 million for the lawsuit. Whoa, dude, in settlements. So we'll take a look at this news with you guys. And also we'll go into Andrew Lincoln supposedly filming another movie in Canada, but it's not Walking Dead, which I find to be very upsetting. So he filmed Penguin Bloom before, and it sounds like Andrew Lincoln is filming some other kind of Netflix horror movie or something. If the information that's out there is correct, there's a possibility, because it's kind of Twitter news, so there's a possibility that maybe it's not correct, but it really begs to question, like, what are you guys doing in that Walking Dead movie? Because he's now filmed, this will be the second movie he's filmed, and if Andrew Lincoln is filming a Netflix movie, which I would think he would have at least a major role in, or possibly starring in, like he sort of did with Penguin Bloom, that means that he won't be filming the Walking Dead movie for at least this year, probably, or at least this summer, because we're into July now. And if he's just starting to film another new movie, then I would think he would probably be busy with that until about the end of this year, which means that the Walking Dead TV series will definitely air its final episodes before we see Rick again. So the Walking Dead television series will definitely end, I would say, based on this news, before we see that Rick movie, or before it's, who knows, maybe even before it begins filming, because by the time he's done filming this other new movie for Netflix, that'll push it past 2021, I would think, unless he just starts filming Walking Dead movie at the end of this year, which, considering we only have, four, really, we're in the 7th month now, so we really only have, 4.5 months left of, or 4.5 or 5, months left in the year right now. By the time he's finished filming this movie, this horror movie for Netflix, man, he's going to be, the year will pretty much be up, I would think. And so as a result, it's kind of like, when were you guys planning on doing that Walking Dead movie? Because if you don't even start filming it until 2022, it means that, you're not going to see this movie until at least 2023, maybe 2024, I would think. And the years are going by, man, and, they had promised us, or at least, maybe I shouldn't say promised, but they had said that they were going to do 3 Walking Dead movies. They were going to do a trilogy of movies. And it is now to the point where we're into our last season of the series, and literally, they haven't even started filming the movie yet. So literally, the Walking Dead series has now ended before they've begun filming on the movie. So one of the things that I've heard people say over the years almost right away, because I've always been pro Walking Dead movie, is that, like, people would say to me in comments, they'd be like, Trev, they're not gonna do this movie, right? They're not gonna do this Walking Dead movie. It's just they just said that to keep people watching. But they have said in interviews, like, no, we're still doing the movie, we're still doing the Walking Dead movie, but it's it's getting pretty late. The sun's getting a little bit high. Walking Dead TV series is ending. So what the hell's going on? Anyway, I had heard this week or last week, somebody mentioned to me that Andrew Lincoln was filming another new movie, Netflix horror movie. I don't know the name of the movie. I don't know what it's called. I don't know what it has to do with specifically. But if he's filming another new movie, then it's like, well, shit, man, what about Walking Dead? And it's like, wow. Yeah, I agree, Johnny. At least at this point, do at least one movie. But and I don't think that they didn't intend to do movies or to do no movies. Like I think they do intend to make the Walking Dead movies. But it's just a damn shame that it's taken so long to get them even started. And the fact that at this point it's like if you're talking 3 movies, it's kind of like, well, I guess you could still do it, but the Walking Dead TV series will be far over before that happens. So it's just unfortunate the way the whole thing is kind of followed through here. And now we'll get into the lawsuit, I guess, which we should take a look at. What's up, Ryan? How you doing, brother? So what's up, Ryan? How's it going, man? And we got Dan Smith. What's up, dude? Everybody else. That Ghost. What's up, man? Yeah. So that's it. Yeah. Well, it's Lou brings up a good point. He says that maybe they are filming the Walking Dead movie and it is a horror movie, but maybe they're keeping it hush-hush. That's possible as well, too. I would hope that to be the best case scenario. But we'll see if he is filming a Netflix horror movie. Maybe the Walking Dead movie will be a Netflix horror movie, right? Maybe that makes sense. Like maybe AMC will do the movie and they'll sell it over to Netflix for a release, make it a big release like Army of the Dead was, and that's just what's going to happen. Which, hey, I'm fine with that. If they want to do a Netflix release of Walking Dead movie, that's great. I just want to see the damn movie. And if he's filming another, and I think it's in Canada he's filming it, maybe in Vancouver or Toronto or somewhere. There's a few spots here for filming that some studios use. So maybe, who knows, maybe it could be a hush-hush on Walking Dead movie. I guess that's possible. We'll just have to see what actually happens. It's just a bit of controversy because, we all want to see that damn movie. And if he is filming a different movie, for something completely different, that'll be a bit annoying. But maybe it is the Walking Dead movie. I don't know. I guess we'll see as more news kind of comes out about it. But yeah. So let's go into, what's up, Dan's Reviews? Let's go into the Darabont lawsuit, guys, because this is one that we have been following. So this one right here for the AMC Frank Darabont lawsuit. So if you guys don't know what this has basically been a long-running legal battle for Frank Darabont, who's right here. So originally, when the Walking Dead television series started, you had, here, I'll switch back for a second. So you had an original showrunner who put the kind of, it sounds like originally with the Walking Dead series, maybe we should do a Walking Dead history video at some point here and kind of go through how the series got started and everything. But basically, Robert Kirkman and, the artists, which there was a couple artists there, and it was Tony Moore and Charlie Adler. So they were there. So they had the comic book series originally for Walking Dead, and then Frank Darabont and others, I suppose, in those kind of circles, found the Walking Dead comic book series and probably realized how good it was. And so they sort of had an idea with Walking Dead that they could do a TV show, or I don't know if they considered a movie, but probably movie series, but probably a TV show would be best. A TV show based on The Walking Dead. So it was Robert Kirkman, and obviously there's others involved here too, but Frank Darabont for season 1 was the original showrunner, and he was kind of the one that went around with Robert Kirkman. There was even some interviews from the very beginning where you could see them together, and they're discussing kind of getting started. I remember watching these. Some of them are on YouTube. Nowadays, the quality is probably low, like 480p or lower, but you can watch them if you want to dig through and see them. And so basically, Kirkman and Darabont kind of took the series and they kind of shopped it around. There was different networks and different channels that thought about it. NBC, I think, wanted to turn it into a procedural crime drama with like a couple zombies. So they said, no, we're not doing that. That's not what Walking Dead is. HBO passed on it. So HBO had a chance to get Walking Dead, and they passed on it. They said, "No, it's not gonna work, or we don't want it, or whatever." They had Game of Thrones, they had other stuff they were doing soon, so they passed on it for whatever reason. And then AMC decided to pick up Walking Dead. Now, I do think it was a bit of an investment for them because it's a bit more difficult to do than a regular TV series. But basically, what happened is in the second season, the budget started to get a little bit lacking from AMC for the Walking Dead TV series. So during season 2, the budget was not very good. They had a lot of episodes in season 2 where they couldn't do as much as they wanted to. They had to have like the Chupacabra episode, I think it was called. You had like Daryl and Merle, and a lot of episodes on the farm, like the well and stuff, which really were not that good. The episodes weren't that good. They had to reshoot the premiere because there was a mix-up with the premiere. It was supposed to be in season 2. They were supposed to go visit the Vatos, and they shot like a premiere episode of them going back to the Vatos after they went to the CDC, actually, which is funny considering today. And so they went, there was some deleted scenes of them going back to see the Vatos, Shane running and different stuff like this. And they're in the deleted scenes if you own the season 2 Blu-ray or DVD. And it just wasn't very good. So there was some tension there and some angst in the second season with Darabont, who was a showrunner, who kind of it was sort of his baby for the TV series version, and Kirkman's baby, obviously, for the comic book version. Kirkman overall and Charlie Adler and Tony Moore, they would be the kind of the key creators of what The Walking Dead is anyway. But to take it and put it into a TV series form, Frank Darabont was kind of the one, and I think Galen Hurd was involved there at the beginning too, producing and everything. So there was a lot of people, but he was like one of the key people at the beginning. And during season 2, they got cut on the budgets, and there was some bad directing and stuff. They had Ernest Dickerson, I think, come in and direct some episodes. So there was all this controversy. Now, Frank Darabont started to get heated in the second season, it sounds like, and he got really mad. He started like yelling at people and stuff like this. And a lot of it was text, I think, like swearing at people in text and stuff. Something about him throwing effing bodies out the place or something. I don't know. He got a bit crazy, right? So he got a bit crazy. He got a bit upset. He was a showrunner. It was his kind of idea. And he had some profit sharing in The Walking Dead. So whatever The Walking Dead did for the TV for the deal, there was some profit sharing. Now, supposedly there was some kind of maybe I'm going to say a little bit of shenanigans on the part of AMC with where they got the profit sharing from. Whether the profit sharing was like an overall license deal or was just for like an imputed fee for what the network would sell the series to themselves. So you had this weird situation where they sort of had the accounting set up where they would do the show and then they would kind of sell it to themselves, and then they would put it out. And so the discrepancy became with the profit sharing if they were supposed to get the overall amount or an imputed fee amount when they sold it to themselves. So this was happening, and then Frank Darabont was kind of having a fallout and was getting mad because they were killing the budgets for Walking Dead in season 2. I think season 2's budget was maybe lower than season 1, and they were trying to do more than double the episodes. Like I think it was 6 episodes for season 1, 13 for season 2. So this is basically what happened. So they ended up having a falling out with Frank. They ended up kind of firing him, sort of, but that is sort of legally kind of tricky because he had profit sharing in the show, and they kind of fired him, but he had a contract where he was supposed to get profits from whatever the show did, however long it went. So it sounds like, so some of the things that AMC had referenced in the court battles were that basically his behavior was kind of crazy, kind of losing it on people and stuff like that, so they had to fire him. So I think that's basically what that part was of him being separated. But when they did get rid of him, they sort of acted like they didn't have to pay him profit sharing anymore because he was fired and because his behavior, whatever, so he got fired, so then they wouldn't pay him. So then he got real mad. He said, okay, I'll see you in court. I remember that. Now that was like freaking like 6 or 7 years ago, maybe longer, when he initially filed. It was way back. But they've been fighting this legal battle pretty much since then. And so surprisingly, I didn't think he would win it. I really didn't, because you're going up against AMC. Obviously, they got a lot of money. It's a S&P 600 company, I think, is AMCX, I think is the company. Not to be confused with AMC Theaters, which is a different company, but that you can get confused between them pretty easily. But AMCX is the ticker, I think. You can look it up on Google to get the exact buy number if you want to buy some AMC stock. And so basically, they kind of acted like they didn't have to pay him profit sharing anymore because he was fired, even though that was kind of the contract, was that he would get it. He created it, so he would get whatever the show does, he would get it. And obviously, The Walking Dead became massively successful after season 2, and so I don't think he was getting anything after that. Now, there was also another lawsuit that Kirkman and the other producers had filed as well, which I think got thrown out. So after that was thrown out, I figured there's no way that Darabont could win or get a settlement, but it sounds like he did win, and he did get the settlement. So let's read through the details here. That's the background, and they've been fighting this kind of ever since like season, I don't know when he filed. He must have filed the lawsuit in like season 5 or 6 or 7, something like that. I remember in season 8 there was stuff going on about it. And so this legal stuff takes forever, but it's basically been in battle since about, whenever he initially filed. Let's see if it tells us the date when he initially filed it. I remember because I've covered it since it pretty much started. So AMC to pay Frank Darabont, CAA, $200 million in settlement of Walking Dead profits fight. The deal, revealed Friday in an SEC filing, resolves all litigation and buys the TV showrunner and his agency out of most of their rights to the intellectual property of the franchise. So what do we say there about that? So that means that they're basically buying him out so that whatever the series does from now indefinitely, he has no say in the matter. He's getting this amount in the settlement. That's it. Whatever the movies do, if they get done, or a movie gets done, or other spin-off series or whatever, he has no intellectual property rights to it after this. They're basically buying out I suppose you could say they're conceding that he deserves some intellectual property percentage, and they're buying out that percentage from him now. So there's that at first. So the $200 million is what we got. So the long-running legal battle over Frank Darabont's profits from The Walking Dead has come to an end, with AMC Networks making a 9-figure payout, huge, man, to the former showrunner and his agency CAA, which I'm sure they're going to get a bunch of it anyway. I don't know what percent, but I'm sure they're going to get a good amount. Darabont first sued in 2013. Wow. So that's like 8 years ago now. Yeah, that's a long time. I remember like it first starting around then and news about it a couple years after that. But back in 2013, they've been fighting this since then. And the battle eventually spawned a spin-off in 2018. See, I don't know exactly the inside details of that. He and CAA claimed the network had used shady accounting to short them on profits. That's the imputed fee argument. So that he thought he was getting an overall percentage, and they were giving him only an imputed fee percentage, which is a bit weird. He and CAA claimed the network had used shady accounting to short them on profits. The fight largely examined the deal-making behind AMC's hit and centered on how to calculate its net profits. Well, apparently it's done pretty well, because if he's getting $200 million, I'm sure it's done well. While other hit shows, AMC shows like Mad Men and Breaking Bad were produced by other studios, The Walking Dead was the first series that AMC both produced and distributed. So this dispute served as a test case on profit sharing and vertical integration, and that's just a fancy word for pretty much how they sell it to themselves, I think. An increasingly relevant issue in self-distributed content is prevalent in the streaming world. So the original judge seemed to favor Darabont and CAA. In fact, AMC fired its original lawyers, because they were losing, at Kasowitz and replaced them with Gibson Dunn. The new team was able to stave off a summary judgment loss and was prepared to make the trial all about how Darabont had been represented the original contract negotiation by sophisticated lawyers and agents and was merely trying to use litigation to renegotiate a better deal. In April, an appeals court trimmed Darabont's case, but the key issue of interpreting the contract was set to go to a jury by April 2022. The settlement resolves all litigation and buys Darabont and CA out of most of their rights to the intellectual property from the franchise. The settlement agrees, provides for a cash payment of $200 million. Wow. The settlement payment to the plaintiffs and future revenue sharing related to certain future streaming exhibitions of The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead, states AMC July 16th report of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. The company has taken a charge of approximately $143 million in the quarter ended June 30th, 2021, in consideration for the extinguishment of the plaintiff's rights to any compensation in connection with The Walking Dead and any related programs, and the dismissal of actions with prejudice, which amount is net approximately $57 million of ordinary course accrued participations. The settlement agreement also includes customary provisions included in such agreements, including providing for mutual releases, covenants not to sue, waivers. Okay, so basically, pretty much that's the end of it. So that's what it means. It just means that that's the end of it. Okay, so that's pretty much, what we got for that one, $200 million. So what do we say? Congratulations to him for winning the lawsuit, I suppose. $200 million settlement is more than adequate, I think. Is it too high? I think it's too high, to be honest with you. I can understand, that's a lot, man. I don't know how they calculated that. They must have had some inside numbers into how they calculated that. But I would think, 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, 40 million, 50 million would probably be, a huge win for him. 200 million is that's a home run, I would think, for him. So congratulations to him. I guess it's worth it to give it a try but you have to have the funding to be able to fight the legal battle. See, that's the problem for a lot of people, small mom and pop type people. If you're going to take on a big company like AMC or whatever, they can stretch that out in court for years, and those court fees are going to be expensive. You're going to have to pay your lawyer team for, basically for years, right? Like if he filed in 2013, it's now, 8 years later at this point, and finally it's resolved. So you got to be, if you're going to get into a situation like that, you have to be able to fund your team, your attorneys, for 8 years. And it's probably going to be a team of attorneys who bill at probably $1,000 an hour or whatever, crazy amounts of money, especially if they're specified to an industry like that. And so, to be honest, as far as what he gets out of that, well, it's a lot of money. So he's going to do fine, I would think. But yeah, his legal team will probably get, I don't know, half of that or something, or maybe less than half, but I'm sure they'll do very well as well, too. So congratulations to him. I guess it was worth it for him to try. Kirkman might want to see if there's any way he can retry his, or figure out hey man, how did he do that? I gotta go to maybe go see his lawyer team and see what they can do for you. That's crazy. That's crazy stuff, man. I wasn't, I don't know how I felt about it at first. I was like, well, if he's gonna sue, whatever. It's I don't know, imputed fees and stuff. But he signed the deal originally, so I don't know. Tricky stuff, man. I guess. Honestly, it comes down to luck a lot of times, because here's the deal, right? It's going to come down to who does the judge happen to be, and who do they happen to side with? Do they side with the person who's the plaintiff, or do they side with the defendant, or in this case, the company, right? So, I guess he's not regretting that he went through that 8 or 9 year process. But it is a shame that the whole thing went down the way it did, because he was really, really good. I thought his episodes were amazing in season 1. They're really movie quality. So if they could have had a better relationship over the years, it would have been good if he could have continued and, on into the future And then, we could have seen some more seasons from him because he had kind of a unique style of doing Walking Dead. If you watch season 1 and the first part of season 2, you can kind of see his style. It's a bit slower, but it's, I feel like, a bit more cinematic in a lot of ways. So it's a different style, but, congratulations to him. And it's what it is. Yeah, that's true, Sean. Sean's got a good point. So, but it is a huge sum of money. So even after you pay your taxes, you pay your lawyers' fees, all that stuff, it definitely was still worth it for him to go for it. I think it's just, it just depends on how the judge sees it, the people involved see it. It's tricky stuff, but a lot of times it doesn't go that way. So I'll be honest with you, I didn't think he was going to win. I really didn't. I'm pretty surprised to read this article today that he did win, because I thought he would lose. Yeah, I thought so. His emails, Daryl Dixon brought up that Darabont threatened to kill people with his emails. It's crazy. Dude was crazy. He was intense, right? In season 2, he was getting crazy, he said Lady D brought up that he threatened to hit people with bricks and stuff. He got crazy, man, because he thought he acted like they were killing the show or something. Season 2 was still pretty good, actually, so I don't know. I guess he was just mad at everything that was happening, and he probably thought when he signed originally that he was getting an overall amount and he was getting an imputed amount. So it sounds like they agreed with him and that he deserved to get the overall amount, not the imputative amount. So that's cool. So I want to thank James, the sheriff, Dixon, for the super chat. Let's go to James's question here, guys, and let's see what he said. So James said that, hey, Trev, love your work. Can't wait for the final season to come out. Well, thank you, James. I appreciate the support and everything. And, I'm excited for the final season. I hope you are, too. Well, based on your name, I know you are, right? It's going to be a lot of fun, man. It's going to be really good. SL Christian said 200 million initial payment seems like so much, but the show has been popular and running for so long. Yeah, I guess in the long run of things, it's not that bad, but it just sounds like a lot. Dr. Death thinks he should have gotten even more. Huh. Yeah. He got, let's just put it this way. He got his, whether you agree it's too much or you think it's not enough, he definitely got his. I'd say so for sure. Definitely. He can probably watch the rest of the episodes of The Walking Dead now and feel better about it because it worked out for him. And he hasn't been working on the show all these years since then, right? So for him, I'm sure that's good stuff for him. AMC must be pissed about it. I don't know how much Walking Dead is worth with AMC as a property now. I don't know, Dr. Death. I'm not sure. But, he got his. That's what we can say, right? He got his. So there you go. Whatever the case may be. So it was good on him to go up for it after getting fired. It sounds like it was the right decision. So let's see. Yeah, Ray Blair said that lawsuit probably killed the movie. Yeah, I don't know if they're settling with him and they're paying him $200 million. Then that would sound like to me that the movie and the other stuff AMC is going to want to do even more, because they don't have to pay him or worry about giving him a portion at all. Because with a settlement like this, it's finalized, it means that going forward from here on out into the future, The Walking Dead is AMC's, and he is not getting any profit participation at all in it whatsoever. He doesn't get a cut of it at all. Now, does Kirkman get a cut? I don't think Kirkman gets that much, actually. I think he said that he made more off the comics than the TV show. So he's probably still getting that imputed fee amount or whatever. So he may want to see if there's any other way he could re-suit or something. But but aside from that, not that I'm trying to stay impartial here. I'm a fan of all these people. I'm also super appreciative of AMC for everything they've done with Walking Dead. So I'm not saying that they're the bad guy. I don't think there is a bad guy really in this case. I think it's just that, when you see something you created do so well and be so successful, you want to make sure that you got your part of it, right? You got your piece of that pie. And if people don't feel like they got their part, then they're gonna sue, and maybe rightfully so to do so. At least give it a shot and see what happens. You can see here that definitely sometimes it does work out. But yeah, for the movie, well, it is a good point that with Andrew Lincoln filming a new horror movie in Canada, it could be the Walking Dead movie, I guess. But we'll see. If anyone has any more information about what movie Andrew Lincoln is filming now, you can let us know. So let's see. Thanks again, James, for the support. Okay, what else we got here? All right. Yeah, lawyers get a third of the payout, says Beaverus. Yeah, they're gonna get a portion. That's for sure. Definitely. Okay. Yeah, Halloween premiere, says Duke Chronic. Yeah, they should totally do a Halloween premiere for the Walking Dead movie. That's for sure, man. I would love to see a Halloween premiere. Yeah, for a Walking Dead movie. That would be great. Even if it's on Netflix or whatever, AMC streaming, that would be awesome to see. Yep, you can't forget they have to take out taxes. Let's see, what else do we see here? I think I got everything. Okay, let's see. 18 miles out, says Duke Chronic. Yeah. Okay, Dale wanted out. I think Dale was supposed to lose his leg. Yeah. So Dale, that's right. So Dale, which was Jeffrey DeMunn, is that his name? Is it Jeremy or Jeffrey DeMunn? Jeffrey, I think. So the actor who played Dale in the Walking Dead series was friends with Frank Darabont, and after Frank Darabont got let go, or they had a falling out, he insisted to be killed off. So they killed off Dale in season 2 because with the bite, the Carl thing, because and isn't Daryl? Daryl's the one who puts him down, right? Daryl puts down Dale. So Dale was killed off at that time because he was upset about what happened with Frank. And so that's what happened. So that happens sometimes. It's kind of like change management with any company you work for. If you're really have a good relationship with a certain manager or a certain person, if they get pushed out or you like them, if they get fired or they get pushed out, sometimes people who were good friends with them may be pissed off or may be upset, and so they may want to leave as well. So that happens sometimes. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just kind of how it is, right? So he chose to be killed off, and that's what they did. Dr. Des says, what's the AMC's net worth? Well, it's a publicly traded company, so it doesn't really have like a net worth like a person does. It's got a stock price is what it has, and a stock value. And I could see if the Walking Dead stock has, or AMC stock, AMC Networks stock. Let's see if it's gone down since that's happened. AMC Networks is what it's called. Yeah. So it's down. It is down a little bit. Yeah. Maybe after that news, maybe it's down a little. Not really. It's not down that much. It's at 55 USD. Here, I'll bring it up for you guys so you can see. So this is AMC's Networks stock price. Can you see that? Okay, you guys can see that. AMC Networks. So it's up. It's still up from the year. It was at $25 USD a year ago in July. So it is up over double still, but it did come down. It was at like in the 60s. Over here it was like 70 in March. And then it's down, and then, so stocks go down and up. But if you look at the longer, it's done really well. And then it had a big crash last year, as a lot of things did. And then it's gone back up now. But it has gone down recently here a little bit because either because of this or maybe just because of whatever. Who knows? There's a lot of factors in stock prices that you can look at. You can spend years looking at that shit and still not understand it at all. That's just the nature of stocks and markets. There's people who spend their whole careers in markets and PhDs and shit, and they're just like, it's chaos. Who knows what's going to happen? Try to make bets and stuff, and it's like, whatever. They still can't do it even after like a whole career. They still can't predict what's going to happen or, even really explain it sometimes. So they pretend like they can, but they're just pretending most of the time. If you study enough, you kind of can tell they're just kind of making it up to try to sound smart sometimes. Okay, let's see. What else did you guys say? JDF Reality says, it seems that he wanted quality over quantity. Right, that's right. His vision wouldn't have been compatible with how AMC wanted it. Right. So AMC, you got a good point there, JDF, is because AMC wanted to make lots of episodes of Walking Dead, like 13 a season and everything like that, more of a character drama, and he wanted more spectacle, like movie type of zombie stuff. Right. That's exactly what it was. So, but he actually would have probably been a closer model to HBO. If Walking Dead was on HBO, Darabont would have liked it better. I'm actually happier that it went to AMC and not HBO, because if you look at how HBO's handled Game of Thrones, I am much happier to see AMC handle Walking Dead and not HBO, because if HBO had it, they probably would have killed Rick off when Andrew Lincoln was leaving. So I'm happier AMC got it. Scott Kipple's done an incredible job, and Angela and the others. So I'm really happy it ended up with AMC for sure. Hey, thanks Jay for the support. So JDev, let's see, did we get the alert there for that? Yeah, right here. So thank you, Jay, for the support. And Jay said, speaking of Halloween, I was able to meet Danielle Harris of various Halloween movies yesterday. Oh, that's cool, man. Let me get a picture for us, for everybody. Yesterday. Thanks for doing your top 25. Oh, you got it, man. Absolutely. Yeah. So this week, if you guys didn't see it, we did top 25 favorite episodes of Walking Dead. So if you haven't seen that video, it's in the channel. You can watch it after the stream tonight if you want to. And that was also recommended by Jay. He did his as well, too. And I think, Jay, that you sent them in a comment, right? So if you guys want to go to that video, post some of your favorite episodes of Walking Dead, I would appreciate it. And thanks for your support, too, Jay. And a lot of your episodes are similar to me. Some of the top ones are like the same as mine. But some of the other ones, some of the ones I left out for top 25 favorite episodes, people I brought up. Internment is a really good episode. That's true. It was close for me. I didn't quite put it up there, but it is a really good one. It's kind of an in-between episode, but it is really good. There's lots of great episodes of Walking Dead that we all like for our own reasons. So if you have time, do your top 25 all-time favorite characters for season 11. Okay. So Jay wants top 25 favorite characters. This is a lot, Jay. Top 25 favorite characters of Walking Dead. Oh, that's so hard, man, to do top 25 favorite characters for Walking Dead. Because where do you put, you got Rick, you got Daryl. Who gets number one, right? Who's the favorite all time? Negan. Do I put Negan as my number one now, or do I stay with Daryl? That's a tough question. Or is it Rick? Oh man, then you got Michonne, you got Shane, you got everybody else. That's okay. I'll try to do it, Jay. I'll think about it. 25 favorite characters. How about this way? Everybody post who are your top 5 favorite characters. In order of which ones you like best. So let me know so I can see in the chat here while I get a picture of Danielle Harris so I know who he's talking about that he met. I'm trying to see Scream Queen, Hollywood as Jamie Lloyd. You know what? I'm not a huge Hollywood fan, but so Jay said he met her yesterday. Where did you meet her at, Jay? Was it like a fan? Was it like a Comic-Con type thing? Let's see. So is she in different Halloween movies and such? Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think if I've seen any movies with her in it, because I'm not a big Halloween guy. I actually haven't seen the new one. They did a new one, right? A new Halloween movie. But I haven't seen it. No. So, post some of your top favorite characters. Help me out here, because I don't know who to put on mine. Like, if we go top 5 favorite all-time Walking Dead characters, if we go like Daryl, Negan, Rick, Shane, Merle, I don't know. Michonne's got to be in there somewhere. Andrea, oh, it's a tough one. Governor, oh man, it's gonna be a brain teaser for me, Jay, to put this together. We'll do it. We'll do it this week, but it's gonna be hard to put this together. So just let me know who yours is. Ben sent one through. He said HBO cancels everything now, so it's good The Walking Dead didn't go there. I agree, Ben. Yeah. I am really happy Walking Dead did not go to HBO. I know that HBO does some really good spectacle stuff. They would have liked what Frank Darabont wanted more than AMC, but the problem is that they wouldn't have done as much with Walking Dead as AMC has. There's no way. They wouldn't have done Fear. They wouldn't have done the spinoff. They wouldn't have done all that stuff. So I'm really happy AMC got it. I understand that by doing 16 episodes every year, it's a lot, so you can't have too many that are too crazy spectacle. But I think AMC has done a lot of episodes that are very spectacle, like No Way Out. Some of our favorite episodes that we mentioned this week. No Way Out, Too Far Gone with the tank and everything, are really cool. Season 6's first couple episodes with like 1 million zombies. Yeah, I'm really happy AMC got it. I'm glad HBO didn't get it. They butchered Game of Thrones at the end, and that was crazy from my perspective anyway. I thought they did a really, really poor job with that. Jay says, I put Negan. So Negan's number 1 for you. Oh, that's tricky, man. That's a tricky one. Days of Dead convention. Oh, that's cool. You guys had a convention there, Days of Dead. That's sweet, man. Yeah, I'd love to go to one of those at some point, but I'll probably never be able to, considering now we got to get the deal if we want to leave the country, right? So it's like, yeah, damn it. I'm not going to be able to go to any of these, but probably go to some in Canada if they do them here. Okay, let's see. What did we get here from you guys? So Jay said Negan, Shane, Rick would be my top 3. But in what order? So Negan's number 1 for you, Shane's number 2, and Rick's number 3, Jay? That's pretty good, man. Yeah, the governor was really good since then. I agree. Shoot, Jeff, what you got, man? I see your question here. Sorry, guys. I wish I could answer every single chat question that you guys post. But unfortunately, you know, I'm too long-winded and there's too many of them. Okay. Lewis said, I thought AMC Theaters was a separate company. Yeah. AMC Networks is Walking Dead. It's a bit confusing. AMC Theaters is the movie company. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Skinwalker Ranch. Life Outside the Box wants to talk about Skinwalker Ranch. Okay, we could probably get into that a bit. It's not Walking Dead, but we could go into it in a few minutes. Let's come back to that Outside the Box. Remind me before we end here, right? Connor said, you don't think TS19 is a top 25? Oh, that's a tough... See, this is why I didn't want to do top 25 or even top lists. It's so hard to pick which episodes are better than which. Like, you know, TS19 is a great episode. You're absolutely right. Is it like, you know, top... Like, is it top 10, top 5, top 25? Oh, there's so many, man. It's hard. It's really hard to pick them. So, yeah, it is. Let's see. Jeff asked, Albert asked Trev, why the UN is in Canada. He knows just like me. Well, Jeff said, why do you think UN troops would be in Toronto? Well, it's worldwide, everywhere. You're right. And Canada is really just an offshoot of the kingdom, so the UK. So, you know, I don't even really look at Canada so much as like its own country. I kind of think of it more as a territory, like Klaus Schwab talks about territories, not countries. That's more correct now. I mean, each government is really not in that great a shape if you look at them in terms of fiscal, in terms of financials, right? They're all in debt like crazy. The UN and the RIIA and these other groups are really running the show in the future, I think. I think that, yeah, so you're going to have more of that. You're going to have more countries having UN troops, or, you know, you got NATO, you got these different overarching entities that exist over and above governments. You got the G7 summit they did and that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think it's all just a show, man. I mean, I know we like to pretend we're different. In some ways we are as territories. Like I can't travel from here to the US or from here to other countries, you know, pretty much going forward. Unless something changes, I won't be allowed to do that. But whatever, it's cool. You know, it's all good. So you just try to stay positive. That's really all you can do. But Canada is totally locked down right now. And we've had tornadoes here and floods. My basement flooded this week, so I've been busy trying to clean that all up. It's been pretty crazy, man. A lot of water, so yeah. Okay, let's see. Let me look back at your conversation here, Jeff. I want to see what you guys were talking about. I missed this, right? Hey, Webb, how you doing? You didn't miss much, man. Okay. Skinwalker Ranch. Yeah, we'll go Skinwalker Ranch. So Skinwalker Ranch is a location in the U.S., right, I believe. It's Skinwalker Ranch is a location in the U.S. where there's supposedly a lot of paranormal activity there. A lot of paranormal activity has occurred there. There are people who will sometimes kind of move there, and you get the idea haunted. They probably leave, this kind of thing. And I think the guy's name, what's the guy's name who owns it? It's one of these rich dudes. Skinwalker Ranch. Let me see. There's a series about it too. I didn't know that. That's cool. So yeah, let's go to this explanation of Skinwalker Ranch. So Skinwalker Ranch, a hotbed of paranormal activity, UFOs, crop circles, cattle mutilation. That one I find very interesting is cattle mutilation. I don't know exactly what's going on there, if they're taking their blood or something, and I don't know why the government wouldn't just do it themselves. Very odd to me. So Skinwalker Ranch is also known as Sherman Ranch, is Utah, right? 512 acres in Utah, and it's owned by, what's that guy's name? I know it, but I'm forgetting it off the top of my head. What's his name? Robert Bigelow. That's the guy's name. Oh, it looks like he doesn't own it anymore. I didn't know that. I thought he did. So, because he did some stuff with it, and now it's owned by Brandon Fugel via Adamantium Holdings. That's interesting because it makes me think of like Wolverine, Adamantium. A shell corporation. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. So it sounds like Skinwalker Ranch is now owned by Shell, basically, through a holdings company. That's kind of interesting, too. Royal Dutch Shell or Shell Oil, right? So oil owns Skinwalker Ranch. It's always interesting when you see like oil companies buy up other stuff, like politicians, for example, or news companies, right? Anyway, Skinwalker Ranch is a cool one. And, I don't know, maybe we could do like, it depends how you feel about, look at this. This is kind of cool, right? It's got like UFO things. It's probably an occult location so it depends how you feel about these ideas that there are like certain locations on Earth that have certain different types of energies. And if you go there, they could be like near some kind of energetic vortex or paranormal spot or something like this. There's certain spots that are said to be like important in terms of energy. Like, Georgia Guidestones, for example, would be one that's very, they must have picked that spot for a reason, right? Some of them could be, in terms of latitude, longitude, they could be like, specific coordinates that have a numerical numerology that could be, occulted or occult, or could be, important to some people to want to get, right? Sort of like Kushner's got, 666 Fifth Avenue, right? Stuff like that. Sometimes they'll do stuff like that. Why are they so interested in that? I don't know. But it depends how you feel about like, different certain areas that have paranormal stuff. But I do think that aliens are some kind of demonic entity or nothing, one of the two. They're either a demonic entity or they're just social engineering, one or the other. Now, I don't know which one it is. Maybe they're demons to some degree, but I don't know. The reptilian stuff. Croftcom's Esports says, I've seen a 15-foot reptilian. So I don't know about the reptilian stuff, man. I just think it's for disinformation, but, it's fun to kind of look at and be like, I wonder, And then there are people who have been close to some of the top-ranking people in our system, and some of them claim that some of these people can kind of shapeshift, or they can kind of show some kind of demonic form. Now that can be equivalent with with a possession, I think, too. Like if you have a person who has allowed themselves to be possessed by some kind of a demonic entity, could that entity look like a gray sometimes? Could they look like a reptile sometimes? I mean, I guess so. I just think it's stupid stuff. Like, I just think it's like, unless you have some proof, it's ridiculous. But there are some clips of like, you can look at, now he's passed away now, like Bush, right? The not Junior, right? Not the Bush baby, like in 2001: A Space Odyssey. A Bush baby, right? Not the Bush baby, but the senior. There's some clips where you'll see his eyes. They'll kind of like flash into like a reptilian, like a green thing, which is kind of cool. Are they actually possessed by demons or something like this? I don't think so. I think it's silly stuff, but I don't know. There's always the questions like, how do you know, right? It's always the fun question. It's like, yeah, but the alien stuff is fun. I just think the alien stuff and demons are the same thing. I think that they're combined. I think they're the same. I think Grays are demons of some kind. Albert Jackson said Joe Rogan interviewed George Knapp and Jeremy Corbell, and they talked a lot about Skinwalker Ranch. Yeah, I've seen it all. I've seen all that, most of his stuff he's done on that. So this is the problem I have with Rogan and with these people. They never talk about kind of the occult implications of the alien agenda or the alien stuff. They never bring in secret societies as part of that. They never bring in, any of these occult rituals or any of this stuff that is a huge section of what aliens are. They keep wanting to put aliens into an outer space box. And, I don't agree with that at all. I think if there's anything like that, it's either interdimensional or it's demonic of some kind. Or it's just tech that we have, basically. They never seem to want to go into that aspect of it. They always keep it to an outer space phenomenon thing. And if you've researched enough about NASA and some of these other organizations, I think that if you have pretty good discernment, you will come to different conclusions. And they never go down that route. They never go. If you watch Joe Rogan's episodes and things that he goes into with his guests, he never goes into kind of those more tricky areas. He doesn't go into the moon landings anymore at all. He won't have Bart Sibrel on. He had dinner with Bart Sibrel, but he won't have him on for an episode. I mean, I would want to see him with Bart Sibrel 1,000 times more than Bob Lazar or any of these people. Have Bart Sibrel on there and have him go through and show you, but he won't do it because then he'll get a call and then they'll tell him to delete it or he'll get in big trouble. So I understand why he won't do it, but I just think it'd be cool if they could kind of bring a little bit in more of all of these occult things that are real, that are, you can find, like, there are people that actually do this kind of shit, right? That actually do this. And if you ignore it or you pretend like it's not there or you don't bring it into the conversation, then, I don't think you can have a conversation. Like some of the crop circle stuff out of the UK. Some of the crop circle stuff and the people who are purported to make crop circles are connected with intelligence agencies like MI5 and some of the others. So there was one that had a website. I forget what it was called. I looked it up before. I forgot the name. It's some kind of crop circle thing. They were involved with making a lot of the crop circles in the UK. And you trace them back and you find out that they're actually government. They're actually MI5. So I would love to see him have some people on that will actually take to task some of these other concepts with respects to aliens, that they're not extraterrestrial. There's some kind of demonic being or something like this. And there's also a lot of involvement with the different intelligence agencies to either create this in the culture or to steer it somewhere. And they never go down that route ever, basically. And that bothers me that they don't. I agree with that, Jeff. That's possible. Yeah, you're right. That's true. They could switch around and look different ways, like Reptilian or Mantis is another one that's kind of reported. Stuff like that, which is cool. But yeah, there's, what did Bear say? He said, yep, Nephilim were the bodies the demons had before they died from the flood, and other things mentioned in the book of Enoch and Jubilees. Right, so some of the ideas like of these higher level things are that the bloodlines of certain people or certain, if you want to even call them people, may be part demonic or maybe part something else, not human, like something in between human and Nephilim, fallen, stuff like this. So these are some really cool avenues to go down, and nobody goes down them. And I think that's really annoying, kind of a tragedy a little bit. So that you don't have anybody, but maybe there's a reason for that, because maybe that's pushed down or controlled, or they're not allowed for whatever reason. So it's just unfortunate that anytime you get into actual real conspiracies, you're not allowed to talk about them. You get deleted if you do, or you get a phone call or whatever. So that's the obvious reason why he doesn't do it. But it would just be cool if they could go a little bit more in those directions and press a little bit more. But no, you don't get that. You always get the outer space stuff and all this other crap that's just, as far as I'm concerned, is nonsense. Okay, let's see. Somebody said they heard, XNet said they heard the estimate was 280 million lost frames, see if they didn't settle. Well, 200 million, 280 million, who gives a shit? I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's a lot of money either way, and if you know what you're doing with it, the difference between those two is really minimal, I would say. Even though $80 million sounds like a lot of money, it's, if you know what to do with 200, a fool with 280 will not do as well over time as someone who knows what they're doing with 200. Okay, let's see. Like with diversification, things like that. Typically, that's the case. Doesn't emotionally invest, stuff like that. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, let's see. What else did you guys say? Alberta's fully open, said David. Yep, that's good, man. Really good. Okay. Yeah, thanks, Beavers. Yeah, the basement. So we had a deluge, it's called. There was a tornado, and then there was a deluge, which just means that we get like tons of water, rainwater all at once within a couple of hours, like 50 millimeters within a few hours. And yeah, the basement flooded up pretty good. So I had to like move all my stuff around, clean, and then move. So I got a system set up with all my DC Universe stuff elevated on tables. I got bins full of all my Marvel Legends and different stuff, and I had to move them around. The arcade, for example, the arcade cabinet I have on casters, so it's off the ground, a good amount. So when the water came in, it just ruined a couple boxes, but it didn't destroy anything that was of value. It just got, a few things got wet, so I just moved stuff around and dry and put fans up and stuff like that, and that's basically it. But, flooding sucks, man. Flooding it's not as bad as fire. Fire is the worst, but flooding sucks pretty bad too. Yeah, absolutely. So it stinks also, and it messes up your your allergies and stuff. When you're dealing with a lot of water and everything gets wet, you got to decide what you're going to throw away, what you're going to keep, and it just messes up your like my eyes been bugging me in my around here from the the smell of like mold and shit like that. You're trying to get rid of stuff before it, ruins other things and smells and everything. So yeah, flooding sucks for sure. Okay, you want to talk about the Rick movie a little more, Lim? Well, for Lim, we talked about the Rick movie earlier, and Andrew Lincoln is filming a new movie in Vancouver, and it's a horror movie for Netflix, but we don't know the title. So that means if it's not the Walking Dead movie in secret, which it sounds like it's not, that means that we won't see the Walking Dead movie until the series is over for sure, and probably not until 2023 or 2024. So that's the updates with that. So people are questioning, did they ever intend to do it? I still think that they did, and they are, but it's just gotten pushed back a lot. That's all. Yeah, Crofcom Esports. Let's see, 10 crowns in the Bible, 10 nations in the UN, also the first class cigarettes, and the UN flag is a flat earth. Yeah, I know. I know the UN flag is a flat earth. I know that one. If you guys didn't know that, United Nations flag, yeah, it's a flat earth map is what it is. I know that one. That's a cool one. If you haven't seen it, let's take a look. I'll show you. So this is the UN flag right here. You guys can still see that, right? Yeah, that's the UN flag right there. And it's a flat Earth map, and it's got 33 cuts in it. It's Masonic, right? So that's why. So it's a flat Earth map, and it's separated up into 33 different. In fact, it's also like a target and a bullseye, right, as well. But it's split up into 33 different little sections. Yeah, so that's cool. We won't spend too long on that. This is a Walking Dead video, but yeah, that's there. And thanks for mentioning. Yep, that's true. It's fun stuff. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. So we answered Lim. Frickin' A says, Spud says Sam squash him. Okay. Love it. A, yeah. A lot of people here do say A, actually. And some in the States, too. Okay, let's see. What else did I get? Let's see. But I am excited for the Rick movie if we ever get to see it, Lim. That's kind of my thoughts on that. Yeah. Okay, what did we get next? Let's see here. Just like CERN, these places are Burian ley lines. Okay, Buon ley lines. Yeah, Jeff, I agree with that. It's like there's certain places where there's thought of to be energy. Now, whether there is actual energy or not, or whether there is some kind of thing or not, I don't know. But at least I know that some people actually do take that seriously and will actually buy places, particularly to have certain spots that have significance to them. I guess if you have too much money, then that's just something you do, right? It's like the rest of us are like, I'm not going to pay double for this place just because it's got some kind of number. That'd been crazy. But some of these people do, it's like, I guess so. Yeah. Okay. What else we got? Enukai, says David. Yeah, I'm not one of the Enukai guys. I'm pretty sure that's just made up to be, disinfo or silly stuff. Yeah. Jeff says he thinks they're interdimensional and he believes they come from portals. Joe Rogan is an agent, he says. Yeah. Yeah. I'll try to be no comment. But yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I'm sure he is, actually. Now he is. I think when he started, he wasn't. But then eventually, yeah, he got a phone call, right? That's what it is. Daryl Dixon says, Seth Rogen is an alien confirmed. Watch Invincible. Yeah, that's true. he does play the alien in Invincible. He's funny. I like Seth Rogen. He's good. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Cropcom says, I bet that Gil Bates will freeze his head. Imagine if Stephen Hawking froze it. Well, Stephen Hawking's head was empty. It was useless. There's no reason to freeze it. All of his stuff that was put out under his name, I'm sure he didn't write any of it. I'm sure it was all given to him. Let's see. Word of the day said CBC had a piece on C theories, that CIA term again, conspiracy theories. What did they say, word of the day? Was it propaganda against them? I would think so, right? Because you're dealing with the propaganda arm of Canada if you're watching the CBC or the BBC. These are propaganda arms of the government. That's what they are. It's like when if there's a war, a lot of times a country will bomb or attack the other country's news stations and media stations. Why do they do that? Because that's how you manage people, is through them. So if you bomb them as one of your first targets, then they can't mass mind control their people anymore, or the people go do whatever. So it's one of the top targets is to knock out the news stations, right? Because news is designed to keep you in line, right? That's the purpose. So when people think, like, people sit there they're like, huh? I thought the news was there to tell me what was happening, to update me on what was happening. Yeah, it's to download and update your brain with the things they want you to think and how they want you to behave and act and feel. Political correctness and all the rest of it. You're not supposed to think like that. Think like this, right? So yeah, so that's why in war they'll often bomb each other's news outlets. Of course you would. That's how you control the people. Okay, what else we got here? Traveling is Freedom said, you would think that if extraterrestrials existed and they have the most advanced technology in the universe to travel millions of light years to get there or to get here, they would do more than put shapes in grass. Yeah, I know. Crop circles. So traveling is freedom. I hear what you're saying. That's right. I always found crop circles to be interesting, at least whoever's doing them. If it's government, if it's testing out some kind of technology or something, if it's interdimensional, if it's like whatever crop circles and cattle mutilations are, I think they're interesting, Are they interdimensional? Are they taking, like, if you look at cattle mutilations, they take the blood from the cattle, and usually they will siphon all the blood out, and they'll use incision cuts to take out certain parts. Now, is that some black helicopter, company or something private that's going around and doing that to get to do some kind of testing or something for what's in them? Are they checking for mad cow? Are they checking for something else? Is there a reason why they're doing that? Or is it us doing it? Or is it some kind of interdimensional thing or something like that? Now, crop circles is also interesting. I don't know if they're testing out some kind of reflection laser or something to do that with, and it's people who are doing it, some kind of black ops program or something. That could be possible. Or if it's just a hoax to perpetuate the alien myth or the alien extraterrestrial idea, which backs up the heliocentric model and backs up the outer space idea. Is that what it does, right? and they play games back and forth like, oh, they don't want you to know, but then they're the ones who are making the crop circles. It's like we don't want you to know, but secretly we're paying these guys to go and do this shit for us, right? They just play games back and forth with themselves. It's like, oh, it's a conspiracy. The government doesn't want you to know. Meanwhile, they're the ones who are paying the guys to go and press down all the corn to make the crop circles to begin with. So it's good stuff to research, man. It's fun. Take a look if you ever want to get into it. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Ben said, I don't get how SNS are characterized. I'm the media as regular people who don't hurt anybody. Well, yeah, there's different types of people. Well, one of the things is psychopathy is inherited, if you didn't know that. So psychopathy or people that are psychopaths, like real sociopaths, psychopaths, psychopathic traits are hereditary. They pass on somewhat from generation to the next. So if you have a successful psychopath, they will give that trait to their offspring. Sometimes, maybe not every time. There'll be some variants and there'll be some differences. But it is hereditary, so they can pass on those traits to the next generation and further down. So successful psychopaths that don't get caught are very dangerous because then they can pass that on and they can pass down and then they can be very, very powerful. But failed ones are the ones that just get caught. That's all. Failed psychopaths are like your local whatever, then the police catch them and throw them in prison forever, right? So, which is the right thing to do, but those are the failed ones. The successful ones do it and don't get caught and then reap the rewards of it. That's kind of demonic, right? Or that's kind of evil to think of it that way. And that's what it is, really. So you could almost say in the older terms, the old way of looking at it, that evil can pass down from generation to generation. Evil is hereditary, I guess, in a way. And successful evil is when they don't get caught. And then they can be very powerful if that's the case. Because then you have somebody that knows no limits, evil knows no bounds. They can pass that on further. They'll also pass on capitalist ownership of whatever they have, which if they're super evil and driven, they're going to have a lot probably because they're not going to feel bad about, ripping people off or doing whatever. They're going to do it, or stealing or whatever. They're going to do it if they get away with it and they don't get caught. And then even furthermore, it passes down from generation to the next, and then their offspring can pass it down even further, right? So yeah, there you have it, right? Okay, so that's how you get some really dark, scary people at the top of companies and systems and such. Dark suit people, we would think of them as. Okay, Dr. Death said, Shane is the best, the end. Yeah, he's one of the best. Cropcom says, in the Bible, he releases the demon from hell onto earth. Okay, what else do we get here? Fire is the worst. What about thermonuclear detonation? I don't know if that's real. Unknown. I'm actually unknown. The more I look into that, the more I think that's probably not real. I'm not sure. Maybe it is, but I think a lot of it, I think there's a chance it's not. Okay, let's see what else we got. But firebombing and phosphorus bombing and incendiaries, that's definitely real. Carpet bombing, that's for sure. WebSoak says, so you're on lockdown forever there. That sucks. Well, pretty much, yeah. Pretty much. Indefinite lockdown forever. Thanks, Trudeau. Appreciate it, man. Okay, what else we got here? We must build back better. We must keep everyone safe. You must quarantine for 2 weeks. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, Adam E. says, so could we be seeing a Darabont Walking Dead style kick-ass universe? I hope so. I think Darabont's done with Walking Dead forever now. I think that's part of what's happened, yeah. Okay, let's see. All right. Okay. I'm just looking through your guys' comments here to see what else you want to talk about. Mike says, Trev, I recently found Jesus Christ. I hope sometime you might as well. With all the stuff, the FM stuff, we certainly know the devil rules the world. Yeah, pretty much the devil does rule the world, one way or another, however you want to look at it. But yeah, I'm not going to become like a Bible thumping, evangelist. But I think that good is good, and it's good to do good, and it's good to worship good. And so if Jesus is the one you worship for that, I think that's great. Absolutely, and definitely nothing wrong with that. Okay. What else we got here? Have I seen Loki yet? No, I haven't seen Loki there, Jeff. Not yet, anyway. Any thoughts on what will be announced for Walking Dead Universe at Comic-Con? Well, there should be some good stuff, Beaverus. Should be cool. Probably trailers. There's new trailers all the time, right? Trailers for Walking Dead, trailers for maybe Fear at some point there. All the good stuff. It's all fun. Hopefully, eventually, movie trailer at some point. Okay, let's see. All right, so... yeah, Mopar said disinformation kind of like flat earth crap. Well, actually, flat earth crap is not disinformation unless you mean the Flat Earth Society. They're disinformation. But geocentrism is not disinformation. No, it's not. Okay, at least not in my opinion anyway, from what I've researched about it. It's not at all. Okay, I had a major rant on Facebook today. I feel like I'm losing our friends and family. Though, me speaking the truth, it's very hard burden to have to do the right thing and not be hated by. You will be, yeah, Jeff. I'd recommend don't bother. It's not what people want. You see, the thing is, Jeff, is that the market gets what the market wants. So, if people want the truth, they can get it. They don't actually want that. They just want to hear what makes them feel good. That's the answer. And every politician would know that. Every politician would tell you, like, tell them, just keep telling them what they want to hear and they'll find a way to believe it, right? That's what it is. People are not interested in truth. They're interested in what makes them feel well. They actually don't care about truth, really. They're not strict about truth. I am, in my mind, in the way I behave. But other people are not. They're not strict about it. They are very comfortable with, whatever is told as long as it feels good. And the truth doesn't always make people feel good. So, and I don't mean being a jerk. I just mean like actual, disagreement on facts and such. They don't like that, right? Word of the day says spoke on how to split up families and crazy beliefs. So, yeah. Okay, let's see. Terminators can't fix stupid, says Mopar. Let's see. Albert Jackson should take a bio... You guys are fighting, right? Okay. I'm not interested in arguing or fighting back and forth. So, all right. Okay, Josh said, I wish a reporter asked Fauci if he is a... Well, he is. You already know he is, Josh. All you have to do is watch him do Master of the Hidden Veil. You know he is. That's all you need to see. You see that, you know he is already. Yeah, you don't need to ask. And also, if you ask... They're always going to say no. So it's you have to trust your instincts and see what he's doing and know that he knows what he's doing, and he does. So the answer is yes. But if you asked him, he'll say no, or he'll say, what's that, right? Because that's what he's supposed to do. Okay, thoughts on the space billionaire race? Yeah, I don't know what the hell they're doing. I watched the thing with Branson, and I thought it was like, okay, it looks all right. It's whatever. No big deal. It's like, it's cool, I guess, whatever. So... they're doing their stuff. They're going to keep doing that forever, so it's all good, man. No, I don't smoke weed there, Mike. Nope, I don't. Let's see. All right. Well, I think that's everything I wanted to cover for Walking Dead for tonight. We're at about 1 hour and 12, so that should be good. Let me see if I had anything else to cover with you guys. I don't think I did. So Jay wants a 25 favorite characters. We can do that pretty soon. We went over the stuff for Walking Dead movie, likely be pushed back indefinitely, unless they're secretly filming it now and just don't say it in Canada for some damn reason. And let's see. Some people ask for longer form videos, so I may start making some longer form podcast style videos. We could do some of those. They don't always have to be live or anything, but I can post them throughout the week, so maybe we'll do that. But Walking Dead returns in a month, so that should be real good, guys. So I am looking forward to that. And let's see, anything else here from you guys? Yeah. Okay. Yep. Oh, thank you, J-Dog. I appreciate that you like me, even though I don't smoke weed. That's good. But I'll let you, if I ever take up smoking weed, I'll let you know. No, I won't, and I don't. Okay, let's see. Mike's got a blunt right now. Well, that's good. Well, okay, guys. I guess I will let you go for tonight. Thanks for joining. This is a Walking Dead stream, so we'll keep it Walking Dead. Thanks, WebSoap. Thanks for joining as usual. And that's what it is. Okay, let's see what Mopar said. Can't handle the truth. No, well, Mopar, that's the deal. They can't, man. And it's not just that, but you can't use the truth is useless as far as governing is concerned. It's not useful. It doesn't really do anything for you. If you just give people the truth, then you can't control them like that. You know, if you want to go into a country, if you want to attack another country, you know, you can't just tell people, well, you know, they have a bunch of, you know, gold or they had a bunch of oil, so we decided we were going to attack them, you know, because we want their oil. Like, that's probably the truth in a lot of cases, but they're never going to say that. And would people respond well if they did say that? Not many people would. Most people would be like, hey, don't do that. We're not, you know, we don't want to do that, right? Don't attack them. Just see. So you see how useless right away the truth is. Like, suppose you wanted to say, well, we went into these countries in the Middle East or wherever just because they got a bunch of oil and they're not well defended. They can't really stop us from taking the place over. So we're going to go in and, you know, wreck the whole place and take all their oil. That's what we're going to do. You know, no governing party is ever really going to admit that, pretty much. I mean, China might be, like China or North Korea might admit that that's why they did it, but almost nobody else would be like, yeah, that's why. There's always going to be a propaganda story that makes it okay for you to go into said country and put in your pipelines and whatever you're going to do. You're almost never going to have a situation where, you know, they're going to tell the truth and just say, yeah, they got a bunch of oil and they're really weak. Their defenses are not that great. And we got these aircraft carriers and all this shit. So we're just going to beat the shit out of them and take their stuff, right? like nobody, like, no, but that's behind the scenes. That's what they actually is like. These are discussions that some of the top people actually have, right? But, you know, you're never going to get that on the news ever. So you just have to think about it a bit and you'll kind of figure out like, oh, yeah, that's right. It's intuitively must be correct and you know it to be the case. So truth is kind of useless. Truth doesn't do much for you as far as that's concerned. All right, guys, let's wrap here for tonight. I want to thank all you guys for joining. And yeah, Louis said actually S was going to sell oil without using U.S. currency. Right, Louis? So, right. So, you know, it's like there's a reason for it, but you never ever tell the regular people why. Right. It's just you never do it. Right, exactly. He's evil, so whatever. You always have to come up with a story. That's just what it is. Yeah, well that's I'm not going to sit here and argue with you all day, Mopar. If you want to live in a fake reality, you go right ahead, man. But there's always going to be, every government is going to put out some kind of propaganda for every major thing they do to make it okay with their citizens. And truth is not useful for that. That's what I'm saying to you. You do realize I've got hundreds of messages here, and I'm not going to focus just on yours. You also didn't do a super chat, so why would I? But neither can, okay, you said typical response, neither can truthers or scenes. Well, it's okay to have a disagreement on what you think is correct. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, if you think this is correct, but that's correct, like if you're, like, let's use evolution, for example. If you are really a pro-evolution person, you really think it's correct, then that's fine. You know, I understand. There are some things about it that certainly seem to fit, right? That certainly seem to be correct. So there's nothing wrong with coming to different conclusions. That's totally normal and fine. And depending on what you study and who you study, you're going to come to different conclusions than other people. It's like the moon landing thing. Like, some people will get really, really upset if you tell them you think the moon landing was a work, right? And they'll get really mad about it. So you just got to keep it cool. And so, you know, it's what it is. People do need something to believe in as well. So you gotta appreciate, you gotta understand that as well. And a lot of the things, like, you know, people don't know on the outside 100% unless you're in the know. If you're in one of, if you worked on the project yourself, if you were a high level person there, you would know for sure. But a lot of people on the outside, you're trying to figure it out from the outside, so it's not always that easy to figure it out, right? That's basically what it is. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for joining tonight. And the Just Next Gaming says, Trav, how do I talk to girls, my man? Just be a friend and just talk to them just next. That's it. That's what you do. So it's all. You just do it. You do it by doing it. It's like saying, how do I do a push-up? It's like, it's not complicated. You just go on the floor and push up, man. That's it. Sure, there's form and there's other stuff, but just do it to start with and then go from there. Okay. Oh yeah, so you don't like religion. Okay, I got that, Mopar. That's cool. I understand. That's fine. I'm not saying that religions were not also used to control people for a long, long time, right? So if you want to say, like, which religion do you dislike, Mopar? Which one do you not like? If you don't like, have a good night, David. Thanks for joining. If you don't like Christianity, for example, because you think that Jesus was not a real person and it's just a story and everything, then I understand. It's up to you, right? And if you really like the space stuff and the evolution stuff, then you're gonna, that's your religion, right? Your religion is the space stuff and the Darwinian evolution, Big Bang, Stephen Hawking, this kind of belief, and that's your thing. If you say, well, no, I do it because it's factual, it's only factual because they're the ones who published it. They're the ones who put it out for you. That's the only reason why you think it's a fact, because they tell you it's a fact, because that's what they want you to think right now. And in the future, they could change that as well, too. Well, that's fine. Well, don't get mad, Mopar. Calm down, dude. Listen, everybody has different beliefs. If you love atheism, if you're really into atheism and you think it's correct, that's fine. I'm not saying you can't be an atheist. That's up to you. Other people are Christian. Other people are different religions. If you're big into the scientism stuff, then that's cool too, and that's what you like. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, let's see. Yeah. All right. Yeah, Winston, that might be partially true. Okay, let's see. What else did we get? All right. I'm just saying. All right, I think that's basically it we got for tonight, dudes. That's pretty much it. I want you guys to have a great night. It was a fun stream. We stayed mostly Walking Dead, which is good, and that's what we want to do. All right, I'll let you guys go. Have yourselves a great night, and I'll see you again soon. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys.